And this update now to share about a dog that was shot and wounded by Keyport police officers.
That's right. The family of Blaze has shared photos and videos with us of the dog continuing his recovery at a veterinarian hospital.
It was over the weekend that Keyport police were responding to a 911 call of an aggressive dog at Cedar Street Park. Police body camera video shows Blaze running towards one of those officers. The officer pulled his weapon and fired twice.
So Blaze's owners are being charged with possession of a dangerous dog. The dog's owners are fighting those charges and arguing that police should have used some other method to subdue the dog instead.
Okay. Welcome back. For the most part here recently, I'm doing a daily broadcast. It's not my fault. I'm not bending over backwards looking for content. Like I've said so many times, the content is overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed. And actually, when I go live every day, I only talk about maybe 5% of what I actually find, of what's actually available and worth talking about. It's complete madness. Now, some of you remember this video. I shared it yesterday on a live stream. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and pull that video up. I actually should have had it ready before the live stream started. The police were responding to a call about a dangerous dog, as you heard in this news segment, which that alone is telling. They respond to a report of an aggressive dog, an out of control dog. They show up and hear barking. Isn't that right? They show up and hear barking, and then a pit bull is charging at them. For those of you who haven't seen it, I'm going to show it here. But like I did yesterday, I won't show the actual shooting. So already you hear this mutt barking. They're responding to reports of an aggressive dog. You have to follow this story because the owner has come out and made a statement that you won't believe. Well, you'll believe it because we all keep up with this insanity. But listen to this. Now, where's the dog? It's far away. Wherever it is, it's far away. Here you got a cop car here, cop car here. The whole community is being terrorized. And this mutt, wherever it is far away, and it's simply barking. Just because people are there, present in its eyesight. Okay, I'm pointing that out because that's uncivilized. It's unacceptable. Nobody deserves to be threatened simply for walking down a sidewalk. The idea you nutters thinking that this is acceptable, no.
Chris, got the supervisor's phone?
Yeah, I know.
Anybody?
We know, thank you.
Anybody got the supervisor?
Now these people are out of town. So apparently this dog broke loose while they were out of town.
You got a phone number for?
Yeah.
Yeah, two?
Yeah.
You got a phone number in there for? What's the number?
Rhino.
And you know what? I sent a tweet to Keyport Police Department as well. I hope someone from that department is listening, because really there should be more police officers saying the things that I'm saying. I know there might be some issues, some laws, regulations, policies where they can't say certain things. We should hear a little more, because this is serious.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all saw that brainless devil mutt came out of nowhere and charged at this police officer. Just came out of nowhere from around the vehicle, charging at this police officer, barking viciously and charging at a police officer. Cop pulled out his gun and shot twice. I don't know if he hit it twice, but he did shoot it and neutralize this worthless, brainless, violent, bloodthirsty mutt. And I hope the owners of this useless, good-for-nothing mutant is listening as well. Those of you who haven't seen that and you want to check that out, I'm going to post a link in the chat room now. So the owners of this mutt came public and made some statements. And the media outlet is trying to take up for this worthless mutant. Owner criticizes cops after aggressive dog is shot in Keyport, New Jersey. Owner criticizes cops. Now, y'all saw the video. How on earth could you criticize the cop? How's that even possible? See, no matter what, these nutters feel entitled. They always believe that they're the victim, no matter what. Even if their dog did what you saw in this video, which is launch a deadly attack. This was no different from a man holding a knife, running after a cop, telling the cop that he's going to stab him. This is no different. In a situation like that, if you try to argue that the cop was in the wrong, you deserve to be slapped. Man running towards a cop with a knife, screaming at the top of his lungs, "I'm going to kill you," and he gets shot. Everybody would say that that man got exactly what he deserved. No difference in this scenario. This goofy, useless, worthless, unsightly mutant got exactly what it deserved. Now, listen to this media outlet. Let's go back and re-examine what they said.
And this update now to share about a dog that was shot and wounded by Keyport police officers.
Shot and wounded by, Wait, whoa. You can't frame it like that. Pump your brakes. You mean a dog that was shot after it tried to attack a cop? That's what you mean. After a cop shot this dog in self-defense. That's what you meant to say. See, these media outlets are pro-dog. And they're always, to even run this story, shows that they're pro-dog. They're pro-pit bull. This article, this news segment, was made with the intent of projecting this dog in a positive light, trying to get you, the viewer, to connect with the dog and to feel sorry for the dog. That's why they're using the dog's name. This is disgusting. Now let's back up a little bit.
Dog that was shot and wounded by Keyport police officers.
That's right. The family of Blaze has shared photos.
And now they're showing this. Oh, did you feel sorry for it? Poor Pibbles. Oh, just minding his own business. Yeah, nutters. I hope the owner's listening. This is what we want to say to you. That worthless mutt was launching an attack.
Blaze has shared photos and videos with us of the dog.
The unsightly, violent, bloodthirsty, good-for-nothing mutant. Nothing adorable about this killer. I'm not about to feel sorry for no killer, for no criminal. These things are criminals. No sympathy at all.
Continuing his recovery at a veterinarian hospital.
It's unfortunate that the thing lived. As violent as this thing is, you just had the whole community call the police on this dog for terrorizing the community. Why are you trying to get people to feel sorry for this thing? That community, that neighborhood is safer now. People now feel more comfortable about letting their kids out to play, out to ride their bike. What are you talking about? How dare you defend something like this? Something that terrorizes communities and forces people to restrict their freedoms. Get out of here. That community is safer now.
It was over the weekend that Keyport police were responding to
at least temporarily. That's why I say, unfortunately, this thing lived. And they're going to do everything they can to make sure it doesn't get euthanized.
911 call of an aggressive dog at Cedar Street Park. Police body camera video shows Blaze running towards one.
It was a 911 call. So it was an emergency. Get out here. There's a dog terrorizing the community. Do you think those people allowed their kids out to play during that time? No, their freedoms was restricted. And these nutters have the nerve to act like the victims. You're not the victims.
Body camera video shows Blaze running towards one of those officers. The officer pulled his weapon and fired twice.
So Blaze's owners are being
See how they keep using the dog's name? This media outlet is pro pit bull. They're taking up for this mutt.
Charged with possession of a dangerous dog. The dog's owners are fighting those charges and arguing that police should have used some other method to subdue the dog instead.
So the owners are fighting. I think there's a call to have it euthanized.
Dog's owners are fighting those charges.
Wait a minute.
Possession of a dangerous dog are being charged with possession.
Charged with possession of a dangerous dog. And I believe there's a push to have it euthanized.
Possession of a dangerous dog. The dog's owners are fighting those charges and arguing that police should have used some other method to subdue the dog.
No. How about no? How about the police reach for what they know is going to neutralize? Because you cannot afford to have a weapon that's not effective. You cannot afford to pull out pepper spray and it sprays in some odd direction, maybe in your own face, or you spray it at the dog and there's wind and it blows it away and then it attacks you. Or if you spray it and it just does nothing to stop the attack. You cannot afford that. You cannot afford, would you expect him to pull out a stun gun? Get out of here. If your mutt wasn't launching a deadly attack in the first place, nobody would have had to neutralize it. You don't tell people how they should or should not protect themselves from a deadly attack. You owners should have had nothing to say other than an apology. I apologize. We apologize to those police officers whose lives we put in danger and who we subjected to a near-death experience where their nervous system was pushed into fight or flight mode. We apologize for that. We apologize to the community who had their freedoms restricted, who was being terrorized while we were on vacation. These nutters need to apologize for several things. And as always, these entitled, selfish nutters apologize to no one for nothing, and instead trying to accuse the cops of animal cruelty for defending themselves. How on earth had these lunatics gotten away with this type of behavior for this long? Wow. Now, in case you want to take a gander at that, I'm going to leave a link in the chat room. Man, this story had me burning up. Still does. You are selfish, soulless, immoral nutters. These police officers, they could be married with kids. And then they have their life flash before them. Could have been mutilated for life. And maybe not even have gone home to their family. You subjected them to that experience. And for that, you need to apologize. And you need to volunteer to have this worthless mutant euthanized. What's the matter with you? Wow. Boy, these nutters are a piece of work. These people are a piece of work. Now, as you can see, let me see if I can increase this. I don't know if y'all can read that. Officials say police officer fired at a dog that was charging at him. No, the video says that. And the owner is calling the incident animal cruelty. Are you out of your mind? These people are truly nuts. And they responded to a call about an aggressive dog cornering a woman and her dog. I mean, once you get a call saying that your pit bull has broken loose and running around the neighborhood, you should feel nothing but remorse. And you should be prepared to apologize to the entire community. The nerve, it really speaks to the character or lack of character of these people to play the victim and start accusing other people, start accusing the victims of their dog's aggression. Unbelievable. The mutt was hit in the shoulder, started squealing like a pig, like a sissy, barking and growling aggressively up until it absorbed that bullet. Then suddenly, all of a sudden, worthless mutt. hit in the shoulder, and it ran into a garage like a little cowardly mutant that it is. Under the guidelines, Attorney General's office, Force Detective, the incident being investigated. Okay. Their investigation will determine what will happen to the dog and whether or not the owner will be charged. Yeah, the owner needs to be charged. And this is a different media outlet, and you see they're trying to project the dog in a positive light. All of these media outlets are pro-dog. They all are. Even if they personally don't want to be, they know that they have to be for business. I don't have to be. I'm not depending on sponsors or nothing. And that's the beauty of being grassroots. Owner says police fired multiple times. He shot twice. She went on social media making all types of goofy posts. She said her dog is being held in custody for being a dangerous dog. She said, my dog has no record of being a dangerous dog. And your point, it does now. And of course you'd say that, even though you may have seen that dog acting aggressively several times, seen it barking and lunging at people. So you will still sit up there and say that it has no record of being dangerous, because that is what you nutters do. You sit up and tell bold-faced lies. You're very simple-minded, and we figured you out. So just stop. Spare us. And even if it didn't, it was dangerous on that day, and that's why I got shot. Deal with it. She said, look at what she said. She said, my dog did not touch anyone yesterday. You believe that? She expected these police officers to simply stand there and accept an attack, simply because it hadn't touched them yet. Woman, do you understand that's exactly the point? That is exactly why they have handguns, to prevent an attack before it happens. People like this, playing the victim, even though it's all been caught on camera, dog charging at the police officer defending himself, and she sits up there and says, well, it didn't touch you. Man, will you shut up? Nutters, shut up. See, y'all not bright enough to shut up. I bet you anything, this woman is not even aware that she sounds like a complete idiot. She's not even aware of it. That would require some amount of intelligence. And she continued. She said, he is in critical condition. This is animal cruelty. On her Facebook page is a recent post for Pit Bull Education Month. See, this is why I have to go in on this month, on these pit bulls. You got these embarrassing pit bull owners like this female, and I believe her boyfriend made some statements. If not, he's behind her coaching. These embarrassing people who say the dumbest things have been doing this for a while, never been called out for dumb statements like this until now. Instagram account asks for people to tone down the negativity and not to take sides right away. I'm taking sides of the victim. Thank you very much. And I'm not being negative. You're being negative. You're being highly disrespectful and negative. And that is why I'm complaining. Because of your negativity, endangering whole communities, terrorizing people. Then when they defend themselves, you want to accuse them. Wow. Our police are in tough spots all the time, and we just wish the outcome could have been different and that all involved should just be held accountable. Yeah, I wish it could have been different. I wish the cop would have been able to permanently neutralize that vicious creature. That's the only thing different that I wish. Crazy stuff. Now, I'm sure there's going to be another jaw-dropping development in that story. I'm going to keep up with it. Man, oh man, it just doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. The madness doesn't stop. These people don't sleep. There is no pause in their lunacy. There was another story that surfaced that I wanted to talk about. Over there in South Africa, things are heating up. Things are starting to heat up. There is this organization called Tears over there in South Africa. This article surfaced, I believe today, 4 hours ago. Okay, this surfaced 4 hours ago. Tears says no to pit bull ban. Animal welfare, they said, added its voice saying the banning the breed won't solve the problem of dog attacks. Whenever you hear that, you already know it's a lie. It's a con game. Pit bulls only making up 6% of the population, responsible for some 65, 70 or more percent of deaths and almost all of the severe maimings. Common sense tells you that if you ban pit bulls, those numbers are going to be reduced. Common sense tells us that. There's no reason to go back and forth with these nutters. Right? But look at what they said. Banning pit bulls won't solve the problem. People, just let me ask you something. You all know the statistics of these bully breeds. Just imagine if all bully breeds were to vanish. Wouldn't we see a change in statistics? Of course we would. Anything else is a con. Say we believe that the reason for tragedies involving dog attacks is that animal ownership and breeding is unregulated. Banning a particular dog breed will simply create a vacuum that opens the way for another power breed to take its place. Now, let me stop there. Let me stop there. We've heard this before. That if you ban pit bulls, if you ban bully breeds, oh, people will just move on to a different breed of dog. And nothing will change. People, that's a lie. Let's say they move on to poodles. You mean to tell me that won't be any different from pit bulls? That's what they want to see. You can't waste time debating. This is bad faith arguments. What other power breed? Now, they could move on to different breeds. Let's say German Shepherds. On average, German Shepherds are not as vicious and don't launch as destructive of an attack as bully breeds. This is according to the doctors themselves. So who are we going to believe? You or doctors? That's such a stupid talking point to me. They could move on to labs, any other breed, and automatically it's going to reduce the number of severe maimings and deaths. Wow. Illegal breeders and dogfighting syndicates will continue to operate underground and perpetuate these animal rights abused by. Let me ask you something. Why don't people use other breeds of dog? If other breeds are just as effective, just as vicious as pit bulls, then why don't they use those other breeds to fight against the pit bulls? Your lies don't add up. These people who are into this type of thing choose pit bulls because they're the most vicious. They cause the most damage. They were literally bred to fight, to never stop, to never give up, to attack till the victim dies, bred to bite, hold, shake. You're not allowed to say that all other dogs in the world attack like that. Nutter. That is a foolish argument. The Belgian Malinois, Bull Mastiff, German Shepherd, Rottweiler, Bull Terrier, Staffordshire, blah, blah, blah. Many other breeds will be at risk of, who cares? Many of the animal welfare cases that Tears deal with related to the exploitation of a blah, blah, blah. Get out of here with this foolishness. As Pit Bull Awareness Day approaches October 29th, Tears said it was advocating for the following. Animal Rights Protection Act must be strengthened, making it mandatory to Oh, shut up, man. Shut up. These are a bunch of buffoons. Buffoons with very goofy talking points. Now, when you Google Tears Animal Rescue, this is interesting. Look at what pops up. You have the website, then you have these subcategories. Now, it's called an animal rescue, right? But look at the links that they provide for the viewers on the Google search. Adopt a dog, not a cat. Contact, shop, volunteer. Okay. You go to the website. Okay, this is the website of Tears. Go to the website and you see a dog and a cat. See where it says adopt? Look, adopt a cat, adopt a dog. But you see, they put dogs at the forefront, like they all do, because these rescues are really for dogs. It's pretty pathetic. Now, over there in South Africa, I like what's going on over there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it a little too much. This article surfaced yesterday. R1500. Now, I guess that's type of South African currency. Pit Bull Award. Is government paying you for reporting pit bull owners? A wave of misleading tweets and messages on social media trended earlier this week, claiming that the government will be compensating if you report a house that owns a pit bull. Check that out. Check that out, man. Now you see why I'm loving this. You really have to unpack that. There has been a push from the general population and various human rights groups in South Africa to ban pit bulls as pets due to the growing cases of attacks and a few deaths. Okay. And they mentioned the 10-year-old. Another gruesome recent case, a woman who was attacked by a pit bull about a month ago. They showed her injuries. And you scroll down here and you see one of the tweets. They say that this is not true. Okay? Is the government paying you when you report pit bull owners? No, it says. The government will not give you money when you report pit bulls. While there are pressure groups that are forcing the government to act against pit bulls and perhaps their owners, this has not been passed into law. So it may not be passed into law, but it exists among the people, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Even if the government is not going to pay them, they're still going to report the people who have pit bulls, and that's a good thing. The people are turning on pit bulls and their enablers. That's a good thing. That's very constructive. Matter of fact, that's really all that matters. Because what the people want, that's going to dictate the law. And they're not asking for something that's negative. They're looking out for the interest, the health, and well-being of their population, primarily of their children, because dogs prefer to attack children. They're child predators. So here's one of the tweets. Okay? And if you go to the tweet, it looks funny. I had a ball reading these tweets. Okay? Look at this. I'll make money. I know a few houses owning a pit bull. I will start with my uncle. Huh? Look at her. I'll be rich in months. So even if it's not true, you still have a case where a bunch of people are telling on the enablers, on the owners of these mutants. It still works to get the people motivated, rallied, mobilized to act against pit bulls and their enablers. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. And you know what? Pit nutters, you're lucky I don't have a bunch of money. Because you know what I would do? You know what I would do? I would offer rewards. Oh yeah, you will get paid. Yes, you will. And it'll come right out my account. This is heaven. One step closer to heaven on earth. Now, as I said in the members area, you heard what the SPCA in South Africa was saying. They said they agree with the ban. Well, if one SPCA is saying that a ban is acceptable for the safety of the people, if that narrative works in South Africa, then it applies everywhere. That's what they said. The SPCA, they are complying. They said, okay, yes, here in South Africa, pit bulls need to be banned. And they tried to explain to the public, oh, it's okay. This is for the safety of children. This is for the safety of people. We're not doing this because we hate pit bulls. We're doing it because we want to protect the general public. That same principle applies everywhere. Nutters, you're painting yourself into a corner. You're telling on yourself. Unbelievable. Now this article continues. Reaction from social media regarding pit bulls. And here's another one. Pit bull payment. He said, I reported my brother. It got 67 replies. I am loving it. I am loving it. And that's how it should be. Even if it's your family member. If they are endangering innocent lives, you have to do it. It's the right thing to do. Man, shout out to South Africa. Shout out. You have my complete support. And I would like to think and hope that we, whether it be us on this channel, other channels, Dog Free, wherever, I would hope that we're having some type of influence in helping to motivate these people. You do have support. You got powerful support. And more than support from us, you have support of facts, evidence, statistics. Something that these nutters don't even understand. These nutters are not bright enough to even understand the statistics that prove pit bulls to be inherently more dangerous. And please don't pay any attention to anyone who says that banning pit bulls won't make any difference. People, that is so insulting. You all know that that's an outright lie. The statistics that bully breeds produce is jarring. You eliminate those bully breeds, you're going to have a whole new set of statistics. We all know this. Plus, there are several resources, articles, and reports from doctors who testify and say that attacks by pit bulls are more damaging. They're more damaging. Here you go right here. Attacks by pit bulls are associated with higher morbidity rates, higher hospital charges because there's more damage, and a higher risk of death than are attacks by other breeds of dogs. Strict regulation may substantially reduce the mortality rates. We all know that. That ban that has been put in place in South Africa needs to travel all around the world, and it would be very nice if we could ban pit bulls during Pit Bull Awareness Month. As a matter of fact, Pit Bull Awareness Day, that's on the 29th, just 2 days from now. That would be beautiful to implement several bans on Pit Bull Awareness Day because they are inherently more dangerous. All this rhetoric come for these nutters. Whenever you read their lunacy, just note how they never deal with the increased risk. They never deal with the fact that pit bulls inflict far more damage. They don't even deal with the fact that pit bulls bite more often. They bite more often. They attack more often in general. They don't deal with the fact that these things do not stop, which is directly associated with its breed. You get a phone call, there's an attack in progress. Where is it? What's going on? Okay, we're sending somebody out there now. And by the time the police and the ambulance get out there, the attack is still underway. That's the result of its breed, directly breed related. And they have the nerve to sit up there and say that pit bulls are no different from any other dog. Get out of here. We're not going to waste time dealing with nonsense like that, you low IQ nutters. Now let's hope that the owners of this pit bull who tried to attack that cop is charged. Let's hope that she's charged. That dog is euthanized at the very least. And I would prefer if we use that story and others to put some bans in place all across the country. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me for this brief live stream. Stay safe, stay clean, stay ready. And I hope to see you on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.